I would literally eat off the floors of the deli kitchen. It is that clean. The restaurant industry shut down completely.
Yes.
No one was going out to eat. We'd learned the restaurant industry has a completely different set of suppliers than the grocery industry.
I'll never forget a child excited because they put milk through the window.
May of 2024, we surpassed 100 million pounds of produce that we've purchased just to donate.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Stick a Fork in It. And kind of the thing we're going to start with and stick a fork in, if you will, is inflation. You know, we all feel it, no matter what demographic you're at, no matter what car you drive. You know, I go to the grocery store. But imagine if you weren't able to. And we have so many people in our care that are working hard but just can't afford life right now. But we have an amazing partner with us today that I'm going to introduce you to in just a second. And this is a partner that when crisis hits, whether it's something that's long-term or if it's something that happens in the moment, this is a phone number that we can call every single time. I would like you to meet Brian West with Publix.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Good afternoon.
How long have you been working for Feeding Tampa Bay?
I don't work for Feeding Tampa Bay.
I said with. I don't know if we can afford
right?
you.
Right.
Let's
see. With Feeding Tampa Bay, me personally since 2013.
Okay.
Publix since 2009.
Okay, and so Publix. So I know this story, but I think it's really interesting, and I think it might be changing in the Publix culture. But I think at some point in time, you have so many where you guys grow up in the company. So how did you did? So tell us a little bit about how you started.
So I was one of those kids that when I was in school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I was always working. I definitely had a work ethic, and I got that from my dad. But I always had 10 jobs. I was always working. But I think my dad saw the writing on the wall, and he called one day and said, "Hey, tomorrow you have an interview with Publix." Like, oh, okay, thanks. So that's what happened. So I interviewed, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I did know enough that starting at Publix, and which is not the case with most people. Most people will tell you they weren't thinking this way, but I purposely knew I was going to put my best foot forward and make it a career.
Gotcha.
Most people that start with us start part-time in one of our stores, and they're just doing it to get themselves through high school, make some money to put gas in the car, that kind of thing. And then they move on to something else in life.
Right.
So, but I wanted to make it a career.
So what was the first job? Because you told me about the first. You'd have to tell everybody this a million times because it's like,
Yes.
Humble beginnings, my friend.
Definitely humble beginnings. One of the best things about Publix is that everybody starts at the bottom. So our executive chairman, Todd Jones, started out bagging groceries. Our CEO, Kevin Murphy, started out bagging groceries. So I started out in what we call our deli kitchen, making ham, the Publix hams that are sold in our deli that you get sliced meat, just like boar's head, but it's the Publix version. So I started out making Publix hams, and kind of the rest is history.
And the process in that?
The process is, it's like, how's the sausage made?
Yep.
The process itself is not attractive. I will tell you, I would literally eat off the floors of the deli kitchen. It is that clean. Yeah. It literally is that clean, and I learned that on day one.
Right.
So I did just about everything there was to do within our deli kitchen, and then someone tapped me on the shoulder one day and said, "There's a position posted at the corporate office in our HR department, and you need to take a look at it." So I wasn't looking. I thought the deli was going to be my career.
Wow.
And, so I applied. It was quite a process. Got fortunate to be hired, and spent about 10 years in our HR department, and then ultimately landed in this role doing community relations. So now I am the community relations manager for what we call our Lakeland division, which is 17 counties in Central and Southwest Florida.
Okay. And you also used to have a PR on your shoulders too. That's how we kind of got together, because I do the PR here, you did the PR there.
Yes, I used to have the media side as well, and in 2020, the beginning of 2020, we broke that up, and so now I'm only doing community relations.
Gotcha. So for you specifically, how long have you been working with Feeding Tampa Bay?
Me personally, since 2013.
Since 2013. But before that, how did Publix get involved? I mean, I know from day one they've always been very charitable. there's little things like in the store that I love, like the fruit baskets.
Yes.
For anybody who wants one. I just think that's the sweetest thing. You see the little kids walking around with an apple or banana. But you guys have always been super charitable, but then it became more organized. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we get this from our founder, George Jenkins. We call him Mr. George. Mr. George passed away in 1996, so he's not with us anymore. But Mr. George had a heart for the community. He was all about giving and helping others. Literally from the day that he opened his first store, September 6, 1930 in Winter Haven. In the grocery industry, you're constantly dealing with food that no longer meets our quality standard, but it's still very fit for human consumption. The way I always describe that is think of an apple with a bruise on it. No one walks into a Publix looking for that apple with a bruise on it. So throughout the day, our departments are always mulling through those items, and then we're donating them. We've always donated. But in 2009, we decided we really need to wrap this up in a nice, neat bow and created a partnership with Feeding America National. And so since 2009, we only give to Feeding America organizations. In this case, Feeding Tampa Bay is the partner agency. And, you've got many, many, many affiliates that come to our stores as well.
Absolutely. We have, every county throughout the U.S. has a Feeding America food bank in some way or another. So we're 10 of your counties, but you have Central Florida. You have all these different folks that you work with. And then we bring all of that food in. It makes it easier for you. Or we make the connections with our partners to pick up at your stores, right? So it's like a little machine.
It is.
And so much is given. But you guys give over and above for Feeding Tampa Bay because of our grocery store. You've invested. It's called the Publix Community Market. You guys make sure we have the most beautiful produce and all those things. So I just think it's since I've been here for 7 years, we've been doing this podcast for 5, in our 6th. It's just more and more and more has come our way, and it couldn't be a more perfect time because of inflation and how folks are struggling.
We're very fortunate to have many different ways that we can give back to the community. So all of those food items that you're receiving from our stores, that's just one piece of the way that we give.
Right.
We give from community relations, my department. We give from our foundation, Public Supermarkets Charities. Our associates volunteer their time.
Yes, they
There's
do.
lots of ways that we're able to, fortunately, help organizations in the communities that we serve.
Which is a brilliant legacy for Mr. George.
It is.
That must be so special to his family and for people that have been with the organization for a long time, that you guys continue to do that. We talk about the standards. You guys we always have stuff coming from you every week. Is it Wednesday? That we fill up our refrigerator that's bigger than somebody's 3-story house. And you guys are so generous to us, but it's also in those times of crisis that we are unexpected. So, for instance, we just had government shutdown, and I know you guys leaned in a little bit to help those government workers who are working. We can't even forget the 2 hurricanes in a row. You guys were here not only helping, but with people, able-bodied people that were coming out to help us. So, we can't, it's just me, but, we can't thank you guys enough for everything that you do. And you're just a phone call away.
It is our pleasure. On that note, I'll tell you the one that I'm most proud of is if you go back to March of 2020, we all know what was happening then. Things were changing very quickly. So the restaurant industry shut down completely.
Yes.
No one was going out to eat. Food lines were increasing dramatically at food banks across the country.
3,000, 4,000 people in each line. Yeah.
So we learned just in the first couple of weeks that the restaurant industry has a completely different set of suppliers than the grocery industry. So with those restaurant shutdowns, we learned that farmers were literally having product just sit and rotting, being thrown away. They had no way to help people out. There's no mechanism for them. So fortunately, our executive chairman, Todd Jones, said, here's $10 million. Let's go buy that produce.
Yeah.
Just so we can give it away. Yeah. And we've done that every year since. So here we are, in 2024, in 2024, May of 2024, we surpassed 100 million pounds of produce that we've purchased just to donate.
Right. That's amazing. And it's, people don't understand, for instance, right now we're kind of in a crisis with fruit. Yeah. And that's a crisis because of the freeze, and all these farmers are struggling because they don't have products to sell. But there's the negatives and the positives, from decisions made that are out of our hands. But I will say that our state of Florida stepped up like no other and created Farmers Feeding Florida. Right. And, we have you guys all the time, but now we have that as well to help us take care of all these people who are in trouble. So and we got to worry about those farmers, because we have to take care of these folks. What happens? We need them. It's like a circle that we all depend on. So I just, I love the companies that are Florida-based, how Florida folks, it's my only experience. It's I'm sure nationwide people are leaning in, but just so proud of certain things that people do, just like, 2020.
It takes
that still gets you a little misty because it made you proud. And we worked our behinds off, and you guys did produce and all that, but you did milk. I'll never forget a child excited because they put milk through the window, right? And it was, to me, I mean, I think all of us are a little, it's going to be, it's 6 years, right, since that all happened to the world. And we still are all a little different for it, some in bad ways and some in good. Like, don't put me in a crowd.
Right.
Indoors, don't put me in a crowd. So speaking about we also do a lot of fun things together too, to engage the community. So we've just talked about what you guys do as a company and what is your standard. During the holiday time, you also ask your customers to help support people to make sure they have holiday meals. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we have had a program, this 2025 was its last year.
Okay.
But we have allowed our customers to come in essence, make a donation by purchasing a holiday meal that we then give to Feeding America, Feeding Tampa Bay, for you to distribute to those in need that wouldn't otherwise have a holiday meal. Right. So it's really the generosity of our customers that makes that happen. Yeah.
So it stopped in 20, but you have something else different that goes on, because you guys come and do a big check every year, and it just gets bigger and bigger. How does that gathered up?
I'm not sure which one you're talking about. So we do.
Well, that is something, if you're losing track of the big checks that you are bringing in to help people out.
Okay, so our foundation each September, that might be what you're thinking.
That is what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm lumping everybody together, and I should.
No, all good. I'll happy to explain. So in September is Hunger Action Month nationally, and that is traditionally when our foundation, Publix Supermarkets Charities, will make donations to organizations that are involved in the hunger effort. Right. And so each one of those organizations are putting requests in really in March, April, and then we hand out those checks in September. So that's what you're thinking.
I had my departments mixed up.
All good.
Straight now.
Right.
So we have something coming up together.
Yes.
We just had JC Peters, which it kind of all started with her when she first started at Feeding Tampa Bay, which you guys need to watch that. She's iconic.
She's fantastic.
And she's a wonderful young woman who started as a marketing assistant and is now a chief officer of our organization. And she earned it working hard, boy. Cereal for Summer.
Yes, excited about it.
I am too. And you and I got on the phone and we changed a bunch of things and updated it a little bit.
All for the better.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
So Cereal for Summer is May 1st through June 5th. We collect cereal. We work with you guys. We work with General Mills. They coordinate with you, and we have great BOGOs. Yep. How can you not do a BOGO and give one for you and one for someone else in our region? And then we have this really fun collection day. And people get to get on TV and get on social on Channel 10, 10 Tampa Bay is who came to us with the idea to do Cereal for Summer 11 years ago. And we just keep going and growing with it, right? So this year, let's talk about how you and I changed it up because of a phone call because it always sounded like we say both sides of the bay, but we serve a lot more people than that.
Yeah, it's a whole lot more. So traditionally, we've really involved one primary store in St. Pete and one primary store in Hillsborough County as the two collection sites. But this year, Shannon, had the brilliant idea of having at least a couple of stores in most every county that Feeding Tampa Bay covers. So that's what we've done. So this year it'll be a little more convenient for our customers and a little more convenient for those that are making large donations as well.
Yes. Yes. So anybody in Hillsborough County and those that are making large donations will be coming to the Causeway Center. And then what we find interesting is it helps us tell the story of how many people we serve, how many places you are, and those partners that we have. And that's how we get those 100 million meals out, is the partners throughout all of the counties that we have. So we're really excited. We're updating our website. Probably you and I will be on. We have a video screen that we're updating and refreshing, so there's new stuff for people to see and look at. And that's cerealforsummer.org, May 1st through June 5th. Sorry, 5th. I keep making it 6.
Okay.
I don't want to work on a Saturday.
It's okay. Me either.
Anyway, Brian, thank you so much for being such an amazing partner.
You're so
that
welcome.
person that you can call on phone.
Yes.
What can I do? How can I help? You find a way.
Yes.
It may not be the way that we ask or dream about, but man, we whittle it down to make it work.
It's fun to tell everybody, don't be afraid to ask. The
Right.
worst I'm going to tell you is no. And if we can figure out a way to say yes, we really want to.
You really do. And even when you say no, you're so nice.
Right. Yeah.
If
Very
you have
good.
to hear no, it might as well be nice.
Right.
Again, cerealforsummer.org. Make sure you go check out JC Peters. You'll get a little bit more detail, but we thank Brian and coming in, and we really couldn't do what we do without him and the helps of Publix and Publix Charities. And there's one more arm.
Community relations.
Yeah, there's that. Thanks, you guys. See you next time. Cerealforsummer.org.